Powering up essential systems. Booting root C/audio logs. Reviewing previous data cells. Repairing audio files. The Battle of Rex's Gate, Part 3.
What I'm interested in right now is you, Rex and Dr. Dice. You've just acquired some very heavy weaponry.
What do we do with this now?
Well, so if I remember, like, where was it left off? Because she didn't get in.
You're right. I didn't get in. I'm in Reptile then, I think.
So the exact point that we left off and swapped over was as Rex got into the tank and shut the door, and that was like the clap that we used to swap over to Bravo. Dice, you were standing over the two guards that were unceremoniously ripped out of the tank by Rex with a grenade launcher leveled at them. That's the exact moment we left off.
Okay. Instead, Dice looks down at the guards and just says, "Don't move," and then runs back and gets into Reptile.
Okay. Since Dice is taking Reptile, it seems. Like, did you get into the driver's seat?
Yeah. Well, you're just in the tank.
Yeah. Rex is going to start speeding off towards the gate entrance.
And Dice is just going to follow behind.
Alrighty. Speeding off may be a bit of a stretch with this vehicle. You were able to overtake it in yours. It is not the fastest thing ever. It was built more to survive damage and to dish it out rather than to get places fast. But you can definitely get this thing moving. It has taken some damage. Obviously, you guys shot grenades at it as your primary means of trying to get it to stop the first time. So it's moving. It's making some funny noises, but as far as you can tell, it should be working right now.
So the question is, does Rex want to bring this out to the battle? Is there a way I can roll sharp to kind of battle instinct to see how this would perform in a fight?
I feel like you Rex would just have an inherent understanding of this kind of stuff. You know, you've spent your life being a very violent person, and so I feel like you would understand this vehicle and the weaponry that it carries packs a huge punch, but it is new technology. It's really slow to reload. And this sucker draws a lot of attention to you. In game mechanic stats, what I've done is I've given this tank some stats. 1, armor rating 3, speed -1, handling -1. Now the railgun mounted on top of it, base damage is harm level 5.
Ooh.
However, it has reload, and it is loud. Now, loud is not inherently just volume, though it is incredibly loud volume-wise. It's also draws a ton of attention. When you use it, the lights, thing's going to glow like a Christmas tree. There's going to be this huge kaboom. Who knows if there's going to be like a smoke trail or like steam rings or something leading back to you. This thing is obvious when fired.
No, Rex wants to keep it kind of safe though right now. Well, hang on. So how do we drive it? Are there keys in this thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Rex is going to...
It was running before you ripped the driver out of the seat.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like, surely there's only one pair of keys.
As far as you can tell, yeah, that one pair is in the ignition.
Rex is going to take the keys and run back to Reptile.
So we're just back to Reptile. Okay.
Well, we got the keys. We can always just grab it later.
Were we going to take it out to the battlefield to help the Crimson Cobras?
I'm worried it might be a little slow.
You have honestly, you're not wrong. Okay. Then what's the next plan?
Maybe I do want to take it out to the battlefield.
Because I was gonna say, I thought that was
I don't
the
know
whole
what I want to
plan
do.
originally. Because like I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay. We had the wheels, which that's missing from the whiteboard on the pie charts. And I'm trying to remember. I think the Crimson Cobras had, a spot filled in, and the New Pittsburgh had a spot filled in. But
it was.
Okay, New Pittsburgh has 3. Okay. And the Crimson Cobras only have 1. And that's 3 of 8 and then 1 of 5. Hear me out, as all chaos is now broken loose. We take this to the leader.
Ooh, the tank to the leader?
Because we still have vodka to deal with.
That's true.
And we take this into the middle of the city, into their little...
Yeah, okay. All right. I want to retcon all the rest of it. All the previous stuff. Rex is going to drive.
So your plan now is to take the tank and drive it right up to the front doors of the leader's office, more or less. Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, I want to drive until I've got like a line of sight of the leader's building.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, we can do that. So you guys are both of you getting in the tank, or is it Rex in the tank with Dice following in Reptile?
Does the tank need a gunner?
That is how it was situated before. There were 2 people in it originally. One was driving and the other was manning the turret specifically. However, you all can do whatever you would like.
Do they still have Lucasta with them?
I don't think Lucasta... Did Lucasta come with us?
Oh, wait. Lucasta was with one of the Cobras.
Yes.
Yes.
Those Cobras conveniently jettisoned themselves from my brain when we were doing the tank scene. I'll give you this. We can say that they took a different route than y'all and got there late.
Okay. So
Well, I think I told them to go back up or something.
I feel like that is part. I feel like that's...
You feel like that's more true?
More true, because I don't exactly remember what happened with them, but I'm pretty sure Rex and I were alone.
Yes.
We didn't have exterior help taking down the tank.
That is correct. You didn't. So in that case, no, yeah. So Lucasta is with the rest of the Crimson Cobras. They have gone to start taking out as many of these mortar towers as they can, just kind of one at a time with the small posse they've got. But yeah, right now it's just you and Dice.
Okay.
And 2 cowering guards on the ground.
Yeah, I'm getting in. I'm getting in the tank, and
I will.
You know what I do is I'm going to run to Reptile. I'm going to grab the keys for Reptile.
I was thinking we just grab the keys for Reptile, leave it there. If I don't follow behind, leave it.
Yeah. Okay. So
getting in.
All right. Perfect.
Alrighty. So you move Reptile off to the side of the road a little bit. You park it all nice and pretty. There's no meter there, so you're good. You won't be ticketed.
Sweet.
And you get in your tank and trundle off towards the admin center of New Pittsburgh. As you head north and then east, you make a direction towards the front gate, and in the distance you can see these towers, the towers that have multiple people on them and have mortars firing every so often. But there's one tower that hasn't been firing for the last couple of minutes, and maybe this triggers something, maybe this doesn't. You really don't make heads or tails of it. It's not really something that you'll notice, but we understand this because that's where Bravo is.
Yeah.
Now, Bravo.
Okay. Observing the situation. As I recall, I'm up here on the mortar tower now. Philip is here and just witnessed me do something very creepy. So there are 3 other mortar towers that are within range of the battle, right?
At least.
Okay. I grab the gun and I just twist it to see how far it'll turn.
Okay. Talking about moving the gun it's definitely possible, right? So the thing with mortars is that it's, generally speaking, it is a tube that you use to drop the ordnance in, and it gets fired out of, being held up by a tripod or a bipod. The whole point of a mortar is generally that it's fairly mobile. So it's not necessarily about angling it so you could hit another tower. You would have to completely reposition it, but it is possible.
Okay. So that sounds like if we do reposition it, we'll have a head start, because if we fire a surprise round on the other towers, it'll take them a second to turn to aim at us. Next question, with how far these towers are apart and how far they're firing, does it seem to me that all 3 of these other towers could hit me? Or that I could reach all 3 of the other towers?
What you'd have to worry about, so you're in the center basically, and there's one tower on your left and one tower on your right that are immediately participating in the battle. The tower on your right, you could absolutely hit with a mortar and they could absolutely hit you. It'd be a bit of a stretch to see how good of a shot they or you are. The thing you've got to be more worried about is the tower on your left. It is situated just on the other side of this gate to the city. So you're looking at 30 feet away. They can just use their actual guns to take you out, ignoring the mortar.
Okay. They're so close that if I reposition the tower and turn it towards them, they're going to see before I can fire it.
Quite possibly.
Oh my gosh.
You don't know. You may have to act under fire to do that.
Seemed like such a good idea at the time. I think I want to read a charge situation.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I got 9.
Okay, you get to ask one question then.
I will say, what should I be on the lookout for?
You should be on the lookout for being indecisive.
Ah.
There may not necessarily be a safe route through here, but the only guaranteed dangerous one is not acting. Someone will notice that something's up if you do nothing.
Yes, okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab the walkie-talkie off of one of the dead guards, and just gonna grab it and say, having a little problem with the weapon here. Just gotta take a look at it for a second. And then turn that off. Hopefully buy some time for them to not get too suspicious that we haven't been firing. And then I turn to Philip and I say, okay, Philip, how we doing? Look alive. Come on. I need you.
Yeah, Philip is there. He's just kind of shocked at what happened. He's like, I didn't think you were that hardcore when y'all came into camp. Jeez.
Well, looks can be deceiving, I guess. Hey, okay. Listen, at least 2 of these guard towers are within range to fire on us. So see that one that's only 30 feet away? Ish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need you to go and attack them.
Like, alone?
Do you see any of your other bandit friends out here? Are there any running around you can grab?
I say you.
Well, somebody needs to be here and man the gun.
And someone needs to make sure you don't get shot.
Listen, I need you to buy me some time. I need you to go and distract them while I turn the gun, okay?
Seduce or manipulate.
Okay. That is 9.
A 9. Okay, he'll need some greater promise from you to take this daring action. Like more concrete than just, it's a good idea.
Listen, I'm going to give you something that is very powerful and very precious. And I pull out my net gun and I say, those guys are all standing close together. All you need to do is if you get close enough, you can shoot it, net them all at once.
A glint comes to his eye as a wicked grin grows his face as he grabs it and goes, all right.
Yes, finally somebody besides me that sees the value of a good net gun. Best of luck, Philip. We can do this thing.
You hear him clomping down the ladder.
And I begin trying to turn the weapon to aim towards the tower that's close to me. But I'm bustling around it and like looking at pieces and then standing up and moving it a little bit to try to make it seem like I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. And these things, a mortar launcher is not heavy. You're looking at 25 pounds, give or take. You can move this thing around however you need.
Oh, okay. I had the totally wrong image in my head then. I was thinking of something enormous.
No. Like these guys are not meant to shoot or to be artillery for incredibly long range. If you wanted something that would get more to that, ultimate range of 9,000-10,000 meters, you'd be looking at something weighing 45 to 60 pounds. But these guys are a bit more reasonable, right? It's a bit shorter range, something more suited to a city of this size and what they're intending to do. So 25-30 pounds is what you're looking at to move this sucker around. It's just more the fact that they're only kind of meant to point in one direction. according to the guard.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do then. Because I think the really difficult part about this is gonna be once I fire it, it's gonna be extremely obvious what I'm doing. But it's gonna probably take a couple of, like, I've never fired one of these things before. I don't think I'm just gonna turn it and click shoot and then it's gonna hit exactly on target. So, kind of aiming out in a direction away from the walls, but like I'm gonna do a launch from this thing in a direction that's not gonna hurt anybody for the first one, just to get a figure in my head for how far this thing goes, like, so that I can gauge the distance, so that I'll be ready to, when I need to turn to them and fire, I'll have an upper edge. So it's gonna look a little suspicious as I just fire a shot out into nothing. But yeah, gonna give this thing a go.
Okay. Your goal is just to get familiar with the weapon.
Yeah, I don't really think there's an action for that.
No. I want to understand what your goal is. See if there is an action that would do that. Yeah. So you drop the shell in there. This loud explosion goes off as this plume of, like, this bright flash comes out the tip, and there's an explosion that goes off several hundred yards to the left of the two armies. You hear over the radio someone chirps and goes,
"That was incredibly wide. Get your aim together, soldier." Yes, sir. Just having to recalibrate.
Meanwhile, how's Philip doing?
He's over at the base of the other tower. He understands that this is kind of like y'all get one shot at this, so he's looking over in your direction for like a signal or something.
I say,
"I'm sending a man over to grab a part from you. Can you let him on up?"
Yeah, you get back.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna motion to Philip like up, like I'm pointing and like mime like climbing a ladder.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, Philip goes up.
Gosh, well, I mean, he has this net gun. There's only 3 of them. It's a close space. Maybe he'll just take care of them for me. Okay, I reposition the mortar so that it's facing to the best of my ability to fire at the other one that's within range of me, and then I grab my my rifle so that I have it handy, so that if Philip does not successfully net them, that I can support him without just blasting him to smithereens.
Okay, yeah. So you're getting it repositioned. You hear the pneumatic hiss of the gun going off, and you hear shouting start. You look over at the tower Philip is in, and Philip has kind of got them. He did shoot. They're kind of tangled up, but it's not super great. Basically, he's kind of just started a fist fight with 3 people in a net.
Ah, great. In that case, I'm gonna fire the mortar at the other tower that's within range of me, not the one that Philip's on.
Okay.
And I think that would be attacking someone unsuspecting, right?
Yeah, I think you could definitely miss. You fired a mortar once in your life, and that was 45 seconds ago. So
yeah, that's a 9.
A 9. Okay. So when suckering someone, you ask the MC if you could miss, which you could in this case. Treat it as going aggro, but your victim has no choice to cave and do what you want. So I need to scroll up and read go aggro. On a 7 to 9, you can choose one of the above or one of the following. They're definitely not going to go one of the above. Bravo. Philip is causing a huge ruckus just behind you. You drop the shell in the mortar. It fires off. The noise from previous has drawn attention. And the other tower, you hear a squawk on the radio as someone just starts shouting, starts roaring,
"We have a rogue mortar! We have a rogue!"
You see people hurl themselves from the tower as your round collides beneath the platform and explodes, crumbling it and sending it tumbling to the ground. You have successfully removed one of the watchtowers, but not without going unnoticed.
Yeah, that's fair.
thank you so much for all of those who have been listening to this podcast. If you would just be able to go and subscribe on whatever platform it is, or share, send us a review or a voice message even on Anchor, that would be wonderful. We love hearing from you, and we love to see your feedback, and we want to make sure that you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. That would be a true tragedy. So go ahead and do that. And I think that's everything. So we'll get back to the show now.
Rex, Dice, you are heading towards the admin center, the place that houses the research center, the government buildings, personal offices, personal living quarters for all the higher ups of New Pittsburgh. There's explosions and war going on behind you. It's combat. What do you expect?
While we're moving, trudging along slowly, Dice is just gonna go, so, is this how it went when, the place that you used to live, New Orleans? Is this how that went?
I wouldn't really know. I was unconscious for basically all of it.
Oh, cool. All right. That's good to know. I don't think this is what I was expecting to happen, but...
Yeah, me neither. But it's pretty fun.
I'm still trying to find the fun in it myself, but, to each their own.
I think this is a bit of a different situation here. See, we're doing this because this is our job. Amy did this because, I don't know what was going through her head. She thought it was probably a better life or something. We disagreed on that, as you can see.
It seems that way. Well, at the end of the day, we're getting paid, so if we survive.
I will survive.
I'm not worried about you.
Oh, thanks. Rex doesn't continue that.
And with that lovely thought, you all roll up to the square. This place is still as it was. The buildings are nice. They're lit up. At the end of this horseshoe of administrative buildings is the one you were looking for, Rex. This is the building you went into to visit Papa Toussaint in his personal offices. Now, at the front of this building, you see a gang of... it's a mixed company. There's 15 or so guards. What you have is 5 or so of those guards in the skull paraphernalia kind of looking stuff, the SWAT armor with the white accents and the skull masks, and the rest of the crew, the other 10, are made up of guards wearing predominantly like a deep red, almost maroon. You recognize that color as the color of the captain that led you when you were doing the raid on that family suspected for disloyalty while you were a police officer briefly.
That's right. Her.
Yeah, what was her name? Shanisha or something?
Doesn't matter. Can I start turning the cannon over that way?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So wait, oh man. So which one I'm probably driving. Oh no, Dice is at the cannon?
Dice is at the cannon.
Oh.
Yeah. Dice starts aiming the cannon.
I need you to not mess this up for once.
Can you have just a little bit more faith in me?
I don't
Please?
think our margin for error is very big here.
Listen, you don't think I am so stressed in this situation. I am just doing my best, okay?
Having this nice banter as Dice is frantically turning this little hand crank to rotate the cannon.
Rotate it. I'm doing all that I can right now, please.
As you work to aim the cannon over, you hear shouting and you start to hear the pings of bullets bouncing off of your vehicle.
The red soldiers, do they look similar to the ones that Bravo and I had a run-in with when we were getting Rex out of the research facility?
So the red ones don't remind you of that. However, those are the black ones with the white accents.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
These red guards aren't something you've seen.
Okay. Well, still no hesitations. I'm gonna crank line up and go to fire.
Okay. This seems like a seize by force to me.
This is a seize by force. Let me find seize by force, and there it is. Oh, heck yeah. I can do seize by force.
What?
11.
Jeez. Alrighty.
Dice is hard, friends. Let's not forget that.
Touche. So you get to pick 3 of the following 4 options. 1, you inflict terrible harm. 2, you suffer little harm. 3, you take definite and undeniable control of it, whatever it is.
The situation.
Yeah. 4, you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy.
Let's go inflict terrible harm. And in the variations, I want to assault a secure position instead of take definite and undeniable control of it.
Okay.
And then impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy if they're not all dead.
Alrighty. Here's how it goes. So you deal 6 harm. They have 2 armor, so they reduce it to 4. With a gang, 4 harm is widespread serious injuries and many fatalities. And with a strong present leader, a gang will hold together if it suffers up to 4 harm. If the leader is weak or absent, it'll hold together if it suffers up to 3. If the leader is both weak and absent, it'll hold together if it suffers 1 or 2 harm. In short, what happens is this. So, Dice, you are cranking the cannon over. Bullets are pinging off you. The weird, like, experimental technology of these Deathbringers that is zipping into the car. Those ones aren't pinging; those are actually leaving holes and dents in the armor of your vehicle. And you are eventually able to get it over. You line it up, and you hear this electrical charging as the capacitors fill up, and then dump as this large burst of blue light zips from the back of the front to the cannon, and a projectile is flung. It explodes in this cloud of dirt, dust. Half of them just immediately go down. Another couple of them get flung to the ground and are not moving quite so fast anymore. The group is in disarray, and this is all as Rex drives the tank just straight forward into the space that they were inhabiting.
Awesome.
I need to check one thing because I'm like 99%. Because here's the thing: like these guys deal like as an entire gang, all of them shooting at once is like 4 harm. So the tank immediately soaks just 3 of that without question. I know you have 1 armor. You're not 100% sure, Rex. You're the one who's really feeling this as like your response at the wheel starts to get more and more sluggish. Something was hit, whether it was some line, shrapnel or something busting through a hose or a fuel tank, or not a fuel tank, a hose or some tank of fluid or something. The tank is getting harder and harder to control. It's not like immediately gonna cause problems, but within the next like 5 or 10 minutes, you're probably gonna want to stop this thing if you want it to ever run again.
Dang it! Yeah, I do want it to run again.
Okay, how many people are left alive?
You said originally there was 15. 6 of them are dead outright. Another 6 have sustained injuries that have basically taken them out of the fight. You're looking at like 4.
How long does it take
did she
to reload?
impress, dismay, or frighten the enemy?
Oh, absolutely. Like they're broken. It's no longer a gang.
But are they like how broken? Like are they running away?
Basically, yeah. A tank shooting directly into you will kind of do that.
How long does it take to reload this tank?
A hot minute, especially considering the fact that you have no idea how to reload this thing to begin with.
Dice is smart. What do you mean?
I'm not saying you won't figure it out, but like, when was the last time you reloaded a railgun the size of a car?
Never. So valid. I'm thinking I just want to reload and shoot at the building again.
Would you mind relaying that plan to Rex?
Okay, that was crazy, but
Great.
I think it kind of seems like this car needs to stop. But my plan, honestly, is to just do that again.
Yeah. But they all ran away.
At the building.
Oh, I like the way you think.
I have
You're
yet to
getting better
actually.
at this.
I haven't blown up a building yet, and I'm feeling it's necessary. And Dice is going to start trying to figure out how to reload this thing. Just cover for me in case anybody else comes out.
Absolutely.
I'll throw the grenade launcher back at you.
Amazing.
Bravo.
Yes.
Do you feel like you would notice this?
Oh, am I close enough to even see them?
That one is up to you. It's something that I'm just curious because I feel like with your awareness and your position, you would be one of the few people besides the watchtowers directly behind the building that would notice or could notice.
Yeah, I see that they're assaulting the government building, but I also am very curious, how is the battle going down below?
The battle is moving slowly, but it does not look inherently like it is in the Cobra's favor. They're doing a pretty good job holding their own, but the sheer numbers are slowly causing them to lose ground.
Okay. And then as far as towers go that are in range, so the one south of me is completely out of commission. The one just north of me, are they thoroughly netted up, or is it looking like they're going to get out and kill Philip?
I mean, given enough time, they will get out of the net and kill Philip. It has not been very long.
I'm just gonna, because they're just on the opposite side of the gate from me. I'm just gonna yell and be like, Philip, just throw the mortar outside the gate and get out of there.
Alrighty. Those are instructions. Well, let's see what fate has to say about Philip. Philip understands completely and utterly the objective that you have in mind, and also wants to protect his hide. He does exactly what you say. It sparks an idea. He kicks one guy in the groin, elbows another guy in the gut, just grabs the gun, the mortar, flips it over the edge, and then just hurtles himself towards the ladder as fast as he possibly can.
Perfect. And I'd say, whereas the other tower was unsuspecting, I'd say this tower is helpless. At least for the moment.
For the moment would be an accurate description. Three guys loosely in a net. That two of them still have guns.
I fire my mortar.
Seized by force.
Ooh, that one's not a good roll. So 5, but plus 2, 7.
7. Okay, you get to choose one option.
I choose that I suffered little harm.
You yell at Philip. He hurls the mortar over the edge of the tower, goes crashing into the ground. He scurries as fast as he can over the ladder, gets a couple of rungs down. When the guys finally they throw the net off themselves to the point where they can actually do something useful, just in time to be on the receiving end of your gun. So what's your gun's harm rating?
Isn't the railgun's harm 5? Oh, sorry, that's the railgun.
Sorry.
Tank.
Using a mortar, that's right.
Yeah, what's the mortar's harm?
I feel like 5 is probably still a good number for that. It's a grenade, but better.
Whatever way it is, I just figured one hit from a mortar, I figure, is enough to take these guys out.
That's the sitch. I leave it to you.
Hey, as Philip tosses the mortar and runs for the ladder, I'm just like, you gotta get out of there quick! And I place the gun, and I fire it once, but it goes ski-wampus, and as one of the guys throws off the net, manages to aim his weapon, and I'm quickly shoving in another round, and I aim a little bit better and fire again. As the ordnance is in the air sailing towards them, the guy pulls the trigger and it hits me. My armor takes some of the heat, but it's still just like cracks my ribs. I kind of slump over on my weapon. I'm like, oh, that could have gone better.
And then kaboom. So, Bravo, I will need you to make the harm move.
Yes. After armor, oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness I got this roll right now and not at a different time. So after armor, it was only 1 harm, and I rolled a 3, so 4.
That's good. You want to fail that roll.
Yeah.
Lucky duck.
So, let's see. I do think I'm just going to leave it there. I feel like you deserve to get shot. You successfully take out another tower. At this point, I will give you've taken out both the towers that are like directly assaulting the Cobras. You will get another wedge. Woo. You're halfway to taking over New Pittsburgh. Woot.
Yay. But meanwhile, I am up to 3 harm now. So I know I can only use this once because everybody's going to hear it, but I'm going to grab out the radio. The Dice and Rex still have a radio, right? And oh, wait. Do they have a radio on them, or did they only have the radio that was in Reptile?
I believe they should have at least one handheld radio on them because they've been handing out the handheld radios to people like Amy. And
Mm-hmm.
frankly, there's enough dead guards in the area they could probably just pick one up.
Yeah, not specifically for this thing, but Rex has been trying to keep one on him.
Okay, I am gonna, as I slump over in this guard tower, I'm gonna get on the radio and I'm just gonna say,
Dice, this is Bravo 995. I need some help. I need a medic. I'm not feeling too good.
Okay.
Got it.
Sure, Bravo.
Okay.
I mean, you guys still don't know that I've done anything wrong.
No, I want to know if that was like Dice's actual response or if that was just Becca saying like, "Okay."
That was Becca's response.
Okay.
That was,
Okay.
that
Okay.
was
It's still too good. Help! I've been shot.
Okay.
Okay.
okay. Well, and so with that, does Dice hear it on the radio if Rex has the handheld radio?
You're both still in
Presumably,
the
I
car.
feel like the
Yeah.
speaker going on. He's like, "Come in."
Okay. Well, heck, as she's still trying to figure out how to reload this weapon, the tank. Radio back. Where is he? Where is he?
Rex tosses like the radio to her.
Okay. I will radio back.
Bravo, where are you?
I'm still fiddling with the tank.
Easier to do than drive it.
Okay, so here's the thing. These are guard radios. Here's what I'm thinking, and Trent, you tell me what your verdict on this is.
Mhm.
If I just say, all I said is, Dice, this is Bravo, I need help, I need a medic, that doesn't necessarily portray any, like if I say my location, that's not necessarily going to be anything that like the guards are going to think, oh, we need to go attack here, right?
You don't know that.
Or would I roll? Do I need a roll like a manipulate roll or something?
Because what you're really doing, right, is you're hoping that you're lucky enough that you chose a channel on the radio that the guards aren't actively listening to.
Because if
Yeah.
it's the radios that Rex and I have, those are the same. We're on the same frequency as the Crimson Cobras, not as the guards.
True, but
What
you
the
don't
heck?
know what that overlap is.
I've got
Yeah.
3 harm, and I mean, that doesn't that mean that if I do nothing, I'll die?
Not necessarily.
Not immediately, but yes. Bravo, how about this? Act under fire.
Okay. 7.
As much as you may be embracing this weird psychic, like, brain freak thing, at your heart and frankly in your brain, you're a technology person. And in your cyborg brain of cyborg brains, you know that they've got to be listening to all the frequencies going through here. You know that it's a gamble. It's really going to be a race. If you give away your location, it will be a race between Dice or Rex or whoever comes to get you and what bit of the guard force remains in the city as to who's going to get there first, or whether you can run fast enough to get away from them.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna say on the radio,
It's too hot for me to say exactly where. Just, do you remember which direction I went off? Come find me. Just make a guess.
So he's in a bad spot, but he's not necessarily like totally
Actively
down
bleeding
and
out.
Yeah. So it's more so like he's probably got a couple of broken something or others.
Bravo, can you move? Can you somehow meet me halfway?
I can move, but if I don't stay here and lay down fire for our side, things might turn against them.
I'm gonna turn to Rex.
Rex is like gritting his teeth because he's heard all this.
We're so close. What do I do?
real quick. I'm gonna look out over the battlefield. Can I see Amy? Is Amy alive? Is Amy in trouble? What's the situation there?
It is really hard to tell. I mean, there's a lot of dust, a lot of people in red, and a lot of things that are moving. You can't tell the state of a single person, nor it's going to be really hard to pick them out.
Yeah. if I leave, are there any others that are still manned by hostiles that can still reach the battlefield?
Maybe one. It's a bit more of a stretch. It's the tower that is behind the government building that Rex and Dice are currently assaulting.
Yeah, okay. I'll meet you halfway. If you see any of your Cobras, tell them to go take out the one last tower that can still reach the battlefield. It's close to where you guys are.
She'll radio back
Got it.
and still turn back to Rex to just say, what do I do?
Telling me that after wanting to run off by himself again, after repeatedly messing up already, he's landed himself in more trouble. Right as we're about to assault the main building, take out the leader, and save this city. And he needs us to come and save him again.
Yeah, that is exactly what it's feeling like. And I am so conflicted because we are right here. How close am I to reloading this? Would you like me to roll for it?
Actually, yeah. If you want to act under fire.
5, 6.
You're nowhere near close to figuring this thing out.
Jesus, I don't understand this thing. Okay,
Rex is gonna stop driving the tank forward for a moment, and he's gonna kind of like take his hands off the wheel. He's gonna sit there and like sigh deeply, and close his eyes and open his mind to the maelstrom.
Ooh, oh, that's not good.
Is it though? The dice will tell.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Dice, is this a good idea?
Is this a good idea? I've had really good successes and really good fails, really bad fails. So
Rex is so done. That is a. I mean, I know roughly. Okay, yeah, that's an 8.
So, Rex, you connect with that part of you that you don't deal with very often. That part of you that feels things that aren't necessarily there, and you get this feeling and this impression, this understanding that the maelstrom gives you, that the force of someone's personality, of their desires, and the strength of those itself can leave an impression on the psychic landscape of the world. You get this understanding and this view that whether people understand it or not, it doesn't necessarily matter. If they have strong enough commitments or passions, it'll leave a mark. So some people understand that if they know the intricacies of the maelstrom, that they can make their mark stay there longer, or be a deeper cut, something that can be felt by more people. And as you get this understanding, you get this impression, this feeling of unflinching power and resolve, a fiery temper bubbling just under the surface. If you could imagine it in colors, it's the flickering orange and red of flame, barely controlled. You get this feeling and this idea that it's emanating from the building in front of you, swirling just under the surface. And you look around as you're being fed this to see crows circling the building in the sky.
Oh, bravo.
Okay. Well, Rex is just sitting there. Dice is going to get on the radio and say,
Bravo, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to sit tight for just a second.
And we cut to black.
I'm sorry, Aaron.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Aaron.